Lewis Hamilton just declared that his DNA is in the 2026 Ferrari, and after a nightmare debut season, he's finally optimistic about what's coming. Speaking during Bahrain testing, Hamilton said, "This is a car that I've been able to be a part of developing on the simulator for the last 10 months, 8 months, and so a bit of my DNA is within it. I'm more connected to this one, for sure." That's a massive shift from where Hamilton was just months ago. His 2025 Ferrari debut was catastrophic. For the first time in his 19-season Formula One career, Hamilton failed to finish on a podium in a Grand Prix. 0 podiums across an entire season. His only highlight was a sprint race victory in China, which itself turned sour when he was disqualified for excessive plank wear. Hamilton finished 6th in the championship, 86 points behind teammate Charles Leclerc. It was his worst championship finish since 2022, when he also finished 6th. At one point during the Hungarian Grand Prix, after qualifying 12th, Hamilton called himself useless and suggested Ferrari should probably change drivers. It was brutal to watch a 7-time world champion spiral like that. So what changed? According to Hamilton, everything. He spent the winter rebuilding mentally and physically. He parted ways with his longtime manager Mark Hines, who has since joined Cadillac. He's working with a new race engineer after Riccardo Adami moved to a role within Ferrari's academy. And most importantly, he's driving a car he actually helped develop. Hamilton explained the difference. "Last year, we were locked into a car that ultimately I inherited. This is a car that I've been able to be a part of, developing on the simulator. I'm more connected to this one for sure." The SF-25 was never his car. It was designed when Carlos Sainz was still Ferrari's number 2 driver. Hamilton joined the team officially on January 22, 2025, giving him minimal time to provide input before the season started in Australia. The car had a fundamental design flaw that prevented it from running at the optimal ride height, which is critical in the ground effect era. That affected the aerodynamics and chassis behavior across the entire season. Ferrari realized the extent of the problem after China and pulled the plug on development. They stopped aerodynamic upgrades at the end of April and shifted all resources to 2026. That left Hamilton and Leclerc driving a fundamentally broken car for the rest of the year while their rivals continued improving. It was a strategic sacrifice, and Hamilton bore the brunt of it. But Ferrari's early commitment to 2026 is now paying off. They've been one of the strongest teams in pre-season testing, completing 420 laps during the first Bahrain test. That's bettered only by McLaren and Williams. More importantly, the reliability has been exceptional. Paddock rumours suggest the engine in Hamilton's car during testing hadn't been changed since Barcelona. That's over 4,500 kilometres on the same power unit without issues. We're working toward 10,000 subscribers. Help us get there by hitting that subscribe button. Hamilton's renewed optimism isn't just about the car, it's about his entire mental state. He revealed, "I've obviously gone through quite a bit, and for me, all of last year is behind me. I spent a lot of time rebuilding over this winter, refocusing, really getting my body and my mind to a much better place. I generally feel personally in the best place that I've been in a long, long time." Part of that rebuilding involved a digital detox. Hamilton stepped away from social media and public appearances over the winter, focusing on his physical conditioning and mental preparation. When he showed up in Bahrain for testing, the difference was immediately visible. He was smiling, engaging with the media, and speaking with genuine enthusiasm about the SF-26. The new regulations have also helped Hamilton's mood. The 2026 cars are fundamentally different from the ground effect machines that plagued him in 2025. Hamilton explained, "We have a little less downforce, but you still have to discover the grip to utilize the grip. There are still so many elements that are completely under our control. It's just different and new, and I find it quite fun. The cars are more fun to drive, to be honest," he continued. "They're easier to correct, and so you can have snaps and keep it on track, whereas the previous year's cars were just a bit too on edge." That's significant. Hamilton's driving style never meshed with the ground effect cars. Those machines required precise, stable inputs and punished any steering corrections. The new 2026 regulations reduce downforce levels and change the aerodynamic philosophy, creating cars that are more forgiving and allow for adjustments mid-corner. That plays directly into Hamilton's strengths. Alex Albon has already suggested that the 2026 cars, which are 30 kilograms lighter than 2025 machines, will suit Hamilton's style better than any other driver on the grid. If that's accurate, Ferrari could have the perfect combination of a strong car and a driver finely suited to the regulations. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur has been cautious but optimistic about testing results. The team ranked third overall on the timesheets during the first week in Bahrain, and they've shown strong pace in both short runs and long-run race simulations. McLaren's Andrea Stella has already warned that Ferrari is the team to watch this season, calling them one of the front-runners based on testing performance. But testing results mean nothing if they don't translate to race weekends. Hamilton knows this better than anyone. He's been through winter tests before, where Mercedes appeared strong only to struggle when the season started. He's also experienced the opposite, where Mercedes sandbagged in testing and dominated the opening races. When asked if this is the most optimistic he's felt at the start of a season in the last 5 years, Hamilton answered carefully. I don't remember the last 5 years, but maybe, yeah. I think I always try to enter into a season with confidence, but of course you're faced with all sorts of different challenges along the way, he added. This is definitely for me. I've obviously gone through quite a bit. I think this is for me. I've left everything. All of last year is behind me. Hamilton's contract situation adds another layer to this story. The length of his Ferrari deal has never been made public, but Hamilton has confirmed it runs beyond 2026. That's important because it shows Ferrari's long-term commitment to him despite the disastrous first season. Hamilton signed a multi-year deal precisely because he knew success wouldn't come immediately. He reiterated that belief during testing. My belief in the team is still absolutely the same. 100% faith in this team and what they're capable of, and that's why I joined the team. I knew it wasn't going to be an overnight thing where we'd have success immediately. That's why I signed a longer deal, because I knew it was more often than not, it is a process. The process is now entering its critical phase. Ferrari learned hard lessons from 2025. They identified their design flaws early, made the painful decision to write off the season, and committed fully to 2026. Hamilton has had nearly a full year to integrate with the team, work with the engineers, and provide feedback on the simulator. The changes within Hamilton's personal team also signal a fresh start. Replacing his race engineer and manager while restructuring his support staff shows he's serious about making 2026 work. These aren't minor tweaks. They're foundational changes designed to optimize his performance and mental state. Ferrari's reliability in testing is another encouraging sign. The power unit has run flawlessly through Barcelona and Bahrain. The chassis has accumulated massive mileage without major issues. The team appears to have nailed the fundamental package, which is critical when entering a new regulation era. The real test comes in Melbourne. The Australian Grand Prix will reveal whether Ferrari's testing pace is genuine or if they're running conservative engine modes while others sandbag. It will show whether Hamilton's optimism is justified or premature, and it will determine if the 7-time world champion can mount a serious challenge for that elusive 8th title. Hamilton is 41 years old. This is realistically one of his final shots at championship glory. He knows it. Ferrari knows it. The pressure is immense, but for the first time in over a year, Hamilton seems ready to handle it. His final comment during the Bahrain press conference summed up his mindset. Everyone's shown up with great positivity. Even at the end of last year, as I travelled around the workshop to go and see people before Christmas, you could see the empathy within the team and the hunger. Then, to see them show up this year, it's a really positive feeling. Ferrari has the hunger. Hamilton has the motivation. The car has his DNA. Now they need results. Melbourne will tell us if this breakthrough is real or just another false dawn. But for the first time since joining Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton sounds like he genuinely believes he can win again.